Hello guys, my name is Rizal. Welcome to your channel again. Today our topics are 10 proven ways to train your brain to stop worrying about things you can't control. If you are the type of person who cannot seem to stop worrying, it is high time you train your brain to stop focusing on things you can't control. Worrying is nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, it is a normal part of our existence. We worry about a lot of things every day. How to pay the bills, where to go on our next trip, or what our colleagues think about us. We even worry about petty things like who unfriended or unfollowed us on Facebook, which celebrity broke up with whom, or the fact that we have a bad hair day. However, when worry becomes out of hand, it becomes a problem. Chronic or excessive worry will lead to mental health issues. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, anxiety disorder is the most prevalent mental illness in the United States. About 18% of the United States population, which translates to 40 million adults aged 18 to 54, have been diagnosed with anxiety disorder. A lot of people want their worry to stop, but don't know how. Here are 10 proven ways to train your brain to stop worrying about things you can't control. Number 1. Accept the things you cannot change. One of the reasons we worry too much is because we tend to focus on problems that are beyond our ability to solve or things we cannot control. For example, we are planning a birthday celebration during the weekend and we worry about whether it will rain or not. Of course, there is a possibility for it to rain, so instead of worrying about it, why not be flexible and have an alternative plan? This will ease your worries. Accepting the fact that you are not control everything will lift a lot of burden from your shoulder and will eventually end your worry. Number 2. Don't try to guess what's on someone's mind. Sometimes we try to create our own story about what's going on in a person's mind, even if in actuality we don't have any idea. For example, if we say something a little bit off to a friend or a colleague, which is not intentional, we automatically assume that they are mad at us. We then paint a picture of their enraged faces that we lose hours of sleeping because of worrying. However, our fears are often just imagination. Trying to assume what's on someone's mind is most of the time useless and waste of energy. Our mind is capable of creating scenarios that are both exaggerated and sometimes even dangerous. If we let our minds dwell and obsess on this mental picture, our worries will never end. Instead of worrying, why not approach the person immediately to know what he or she is really thinking? This will save you a lot of trouble down the road. Number 3. Spend more time in the present moment. There is nothing wrong with reminiscing about the past from time to time, especially if you are thinking about something that inspires you. However, spending too much time in the past can pose some problems. When you spend too much time revealing the past in your mind, then it is easy to start feeding your worries about the future. When you spend too much time in the future, then it is also easy to get swept away by disastrous scenarios. The wisest things you can do is just focus your time and attention in the present, where you have the power to decide what works for you and carry out what you want to do. So live in the present, take the time to savor the moment, breathe, and enjoy what it has to offer. Number 4. Let's go off control. Sometimes we have this tendency to want to control everything. We want everything to be carefully outlined and follow it, and if things don't go as planned, we freak out and worry. We think, what if things don't go our way? Everything will be a mess and chaos will follow. Sometimes because of worry, we even want to control the way people behave toward us or the way they think. But we all know this is impossible. We can never take control of everything, even our worries. Try to overpower worry only ignites anxiety and worry thoughts. When you have a thought you don't like, your body responds by struggling physically to control it and escape from it. And that intensifies the thought. So your goal is actually the opposite, to interrupt the urge to stronghold your anxiety. Nature has its own way of twisting things to the point that we are not often left startled if we are not prepared. Once we understand that we are not in charge of the universe and learn how to adapt, we will have less reason to worry. Number 5. Don't be vain. Vanity is a common cause of worry for all of people, not only for the younger generation but even for older people. We often worry about what people think of us. We worry endlessly that we might not meet society expectation. We worry about whether people will like us or not. With this mental outlook, we start to give too much importance to our ego. It means we are constantly looking for appreciation and the admiration of others. If we don't get this appreciation, we started to worry that we are no good. If we can develop greater self-confidence and inner poise, then we will not worry about what others believe or think. We need to give less importance to the opinions of the world. Even if we get criticized, we should not worry because we should not identify our self-worth with the opinions of others. This is not easy to do overnight, but if we can detach ourselves from judgment of others, we will gain greater inner peace and avoid worrying over the relative insignificance of people's judgments. The best solution to overcome worry because of vanity is to not pay attention to what other people think about you. After all, this is something we cannot control. And instead, develop a healthy self-image by focusing on your best features and assets. Number 6. Talk to a friend. When you worry about something, it is very important to have someone to talk to so that your worries will not plague your mind. If you have a close friend, discuss with them what's going on. Just the thought that someone is listening and understanding where you are coming from often eases your worries. Most of the time, after talking to someone, you will realize in the end that what you're stressed out about is actually nothing to worry about at all. Number 7. Step away from social media. Social media, despite its many advantages, is now often the cause of our worries. Research shows that social media can make us unhappy and feeling inadequate from constant comparison, yet we keep coming back. In a study, 55% of people reported feeling worried or uncomfortable when they were away from Facebook or email. However, staying connected with social media also contributes to our worries. In Facebook, for example, we see our old classmates, friends, or relatives posting about their beautiful kids, their family, their travels, their dreams house, their ideal jobs or business, their success. So we compare ourselves to these people and often feeling inadequate because we haven't reached that level yet. What we don't know, though, is that these people have problems too. But of course they will only post the good things about their lives which make them look like they have a perfect life. So if you feel like social media makes you feel insecure and inadequate, it's time to step away. Try reducing the time you're spending reading posts. Don't let your life revolve around social media and focus on your own reality instead. Number 8. Write down your worries. Writing or journaling is a good therapy. When you are in the midst of worrying, try writing everything down. This practice will calm your nerves and actually provides you some solution along the way. Researchers found that writing down your worries worked best in the most anxious pupils, creating a level playing field with their more confident colleagues. Students highly anxious about taking tests who wrote down their thoughts before the test received an average grade of B+, compared with the highly anxious students who didn't write, who received an average grade of B-. Writing about your worries for 10 minutes before a forthcoming exam leveled the playing field such that those students who usually get most anxious during exam were able to overcome their fear and perform up to their potential. Number 9. Change your perspective. Energy flows where you focus your attention. Understand that you can choose to focus on positive rather than negative thoughts. In fact, as you become more positive, you will be better able to create more positive outcomes. Always choose to be optimistic. Train your brain to be calm and composed and look at the positive side of things. The more positive you get, the more positive the results will be. Number 10. Find the correct facts. Sometimes we spend days worrying and realize in the end that the things we are worrying about is actually not true. This is a sad fact that probably a lot of us have experienced. People worry when they have incorrect information or when they don't have enough information. Let's suppose you had doubts that a certain stomach ache means that you have a dangerous disease. In such a case, talking to an expert can end your worries right away, as you might discover that you have been misinformed. Don't fall into the trap of collecting information from friends or incorrect resources, but instead head for experts. Most of the time, as you are presented with the whole picture, you will realize that there is really no reason to worry. So guys, that was my video. I hope it's helped you. If you like, subscribe my channel and click on the bell. I will be happy and we see us in the next video.